Hi, I am Nairobi, one of FNEI's newest board members. Today, I will be your tour guide. I will take you to FUCPE, FNEI's project in La Romana, Dominican Republic, at the community of Villa Caoba. Ready? Let's go!
We are now departing from Santo Domingo, capital of Dominican Republic. DR has a population of about 10.74 million people. We share the island with Haiti. The country is surrounded by beautiful beaches and mountains. La Romana is one of DR's 31 provinces. It is located in the East region, a popular touristic destination. Some of the wealthiest individuals in DR have houses in this province. However, La Romana is also home to Villa Caoba, one of the poorest neighborhoods in the country. This community also has one of the highest rates of illiteracy at the municipality. Villa Caoba is part of Villahermosa municipality. The population of La Romana is about 345,000. Around 89,200 of those are residents of Villahermosa. Welcome to FUCPE at Villa Caoba, La Romana.
Mi nombre es Elvitaña Roberto Sosa, directora académica de FUCPE. Es una organización sin fines de lucro que trabajamos con el sector vulnerable del sector Villa Caoba en el área de educación y desarrollando la comunidad. Nosotros acogemos los niños desde 3 años, desde el nivel inicial, damos pre-kinder, kinder, preprimario y del área preuniversitaria desde primero hasta 5º grado. Nosotros tenemos 12 años laborando en esta comunidad de Villa Caoba, donde han egresado más de 2.000 niños, niñas, adolescentes. Damos charlas a las madres, también damos alimentos cuando son donados, que los gestionamos a través de otras instituciones. Estamos confiados en cada uno de ustedes y agradecemos antemano todas las ayudas que hemos recibido. Pero tenemos el proyecto que queremos seguir creciendo en el área de educación para el área primaria, continuar hasta 6º grado y el área secundaria, llegar hasta 4º de la secundaria. Pero también queremos en el área técnica, para así poder construir de que cada niño y cada niña pueda tener un oficio y sea autosostenible y puedan trabajar con esos cursos técnicos. Le agradecemos a todos los donantes y a aquellos que estén interesados en nuestro proyecto, que es de mucha utilidad en esta comunidad.
Pórtate bien, no te pegue de nadie, usa manito limpio porque tú sabes que hay una enfermedad fuerte, que vaya con Dios, que Dios te acompañe.
¿A qué hora te levantas?
Todos los días me levanto por la mañana a las 8 para ir a la escuela.
¿Y qué haces en la mañana?
la mañana hago clase como de matemáticas, sumas, divisiones y eso.
¿Y cómo te vas a la escuela?
Sola, algunas veces con mi abuela, o con mi hermano, o con mi mamá, o sola.
¿Y cómo llegas a la escuela?
Caminando.
¿Te quedas cerca de la casa a la escuela?
Un poquito.
Muy buenas tardes, el grupo de FUCPE. Para mí es un gran placer estar aquí junto con ustedes en esta tarde. Mi situación es, yo tengo 2 nietos en FUCPE. Lo que yo cobro no da para nada. Son 1.500 pesos. Yo cobro y trabajo en el FUCPE. Y esos niños necesitan, no tengo dinero para pagarle colegio, para pagarle, para comprarle lo que ellos necesitan. Yo necesito una ayuda. Y gracias a la señora que me da ese trabajito allá, entonces, y ella me está ayudando también con los niños. Doy gracias a Dios por eso. Aquí en el patio que me emprestaron, pero no es mío. Ese no es mío y no tengo para comprar una casa, para hacer nada. Y cuando te empletan una cosa es para que 1 año, 2 años tienes que devolverlo. Pero para devolverlo tú tienes que tener a dónde ir, que yo no tengo. Y la madre de los niños no está trabajando tampoco. Ella está buscando trabajo todavía, no encuentra nada. Soy yo que tengo los niños aquí, darle sustento, pero lo que yo estoy cobrando no da para nada. Son 1.500 pesos nada más, ya tú sabes que se nada más da para comprar agua, para beber, pero que el Señor me ayudó, yo estoy viviendo con ese mismo. Y gracias. Y la señora necesitan, nosotros ya necesitamos agua en el FUCPE para limpieza. No había. A veces tenía que cargar cubo de agua aquí en mi casa para llevarlo allá, para limpiar, para que los niños no queden en lo sucio. Pero resolvemos eso ahora. Gracias al grupo que cooperaron, que encontramos el dinero que hacemos la cisterna, pero por ahora necesitamos otra ayuda, es el dinero para construir una escuela más grande para los niños, porque aquí cerca no hay más escuela. Los niños pequeños uno no puede mandarlo lejos, pero con ese colegio que está aquí, ahí los niños van a empezar a desarrollar con documentos, sin documentos, que ellos desarrollan aquí hasta después. Su pariente busca la forma para hallar documentos para mandarlos más lejos. Y gracias a la señora que forzaron que hace ese colegio aquí. Pero necesitamos un colegio más grande porque los cursos es muy pequeños. El calor está matando a los niños. La hormiga y también, ¿cómo se llama este? Calcoma, también está comiendo toda la madera y ya tú sabes que necesitamos más ayuda para construir una escuela, un colegio más grande en este barrio para que los niños puedan avanzar más y más hasta poder llegar más lejos, más profesional, pero el comienzo es aquí en FUCPE. Muchas gracias, Dios le bendiga mucho a ustedes. Amén.
It's great to see FUCPE once again, see some of La Romana once again. The trip that I had with my college students and a couple of my colleagues down there was truly amazing. It was so important to the students in terms of their learning about service, learning about the world around them. And this is a lot of what has drawn me into FNEI. My background with my parents was always that of service and giving. My mom particularly shared this with me through my life. In the last 4 or 5 years, my giving has largely moved towards FNEI. The reason that this has happened is because of my experience in Nicaragua, as well as in Chakraseca, and as well as in La Romana and with FUCPE. I see that every dollar that is given to FNEI goes to something remarkably important. The partnerships that FNEI has with the communities that we work with are so strong, and also without condition, without political consideration, without religious consideration. This is an opportunity to really have your donations work for communities that are moving forward in really key ways and also need so much help. So I continue to be part of the board, continue to be part of some of these efforts, and also to continue to be a donor, increasing donor, as a matter of fact. I've also had the opportunity to share this with my children and have them at the ages of 16, 17 to 25 years old be part of other communities in the world and making opportunity happen. And this is something that has enriched their lives, enriched my life. And I encourage everybody to join in that effort. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tom. So there was another question that Deb posed, asking about the effect of COVID on the health of the students and teachers. So COVID, a year ago, we definitely we're in sort of the peak of COVID in the area of La Romana. El Artístico, as you may know, Deb succumbed to COVID.
Yeah, he passed away.
And a number of people in La Romana, and one of the reasons that Carmen isn't there, even though she's vaccinated, is she really is afraid to leave the house because of COVID. And so I can't speak in Nairobi. Perhaps you could ask at the school, if people at the school were directly impacted with COVID. But I mean, all around the school, there was lots of COVID. And I do know that on my last trip to the Dominican Republic, which I guess was 2 months ago, I don't really have very good concept of time. There were huge vaccination campaigns underway. In fact, at the mall in the Multiplaza, they had a storefront that they were using to vaccinate, and the line every day was out the door and around the building. And so the response was it's obviously very difficult in the developing world. There's so much inequity, and then you add the factor of the sort of systemic racism issues that go along with the documented population versus the undocumented Haitian origin population, and it creates lots of difficulties. But I think that overall, it seems like the Dominican Republic has responded well, and now, over the past, for me, beginning in October, I started traveling again, and have been to Dominican twice. I've been to Peru twice. I'll be back in Peru next week, and you can catch us on the 27th for our Peru virtual tour, where our interpreter will also be live on scene. Dominican seems to have really handled things well, and they've done a nice job of reopening and trying to allow for sort of the tourism industry to reactivate again. And that was obviously is a real such a large part of the economy. But again, the developing world has been hit by the pandemic in ways that it's difficult for us to imagine in the developed world, because it hit so intensely for us. So I mean, I think that what we can say is what you have experienced, you can sort of multiply by 10, and that gives you a sense of where things are at. You know, in an already fragile area, fragile place, the pandemic has hit twice as hard or 10 times as hard. So good question, thank you. And I know that you know, one of the things that we wanted to do, for those of you that have been here since the beginning, I thank you for your patience and commitment to our our tour. We did have some technical difficulties early, so Linda, it was good that you didn't sign on at the beginning, because you probably would have walked away. Fiona is also upset, apparently. I know that Veronica wanted to show quickly the time lapse from Santo Domingo to the FUCPE school. So we're gonna show that video again, so y'all can get a sense of what that is. Nairobi, I don't know if you had anybody that you wanted to ask to respond to that question at the school, or not.
Yes, so we're here with Theodora. She's going to tell you about the impact of COVID at the school. Hay una pregunta.
So there is a question that someone from the audience asked. They want to know what has been the impact of COVID on the health of students and teachers. Well, we haven't heard about any cases in the school directly, and so how long were you closed? Well, up until May, and then we opened again. Thank you.
We are now departing from Santo Domingo, capital of Dominican Republic.
We've somehow lost sound again. A lot of what Nairobi is talking about is the history of the island and the population.
This community also has one of the highest. We are now departing from Santo Domingo, capital of Dominican Republic. DR has a population of about 10.74 million people. We share the island with Haiti. The country is surrounded by beautiful beaches and mountains. La Romana is one of DR's 31 provinces. It is located in the East region, a popular touristic destination. Some of the wealthiest individuals in DR have houses in this province. However, La Romana is also home to Villa Caoba, one of the poorest neighborhoods in the country. This community also has one of the highest rates of illiteracy at the municipality. Villa Caoba is part of Villahermosa municipality. The population of La Romana is about 345,000. Around 89,200 of those are residents of Villahermosa. Welcome to FUCPE at Villa Caoba, La Romana.
Well, there it was. So if there are not any other questions, or anybody else that would like to say anything, we will wrap up this first virtual tour. And once we edit the video, we'll make it available on our YouTube and Facebook channels. So, yes.
I have a question. What's your time frame for expanding the school, or do you have a plan as far as what's ahead of you and how much money you need? Or
Yeah. So the architectural plan for the new school was completed, and the estimate that we got was somewhere around $2 million and change, and some of that has to do with the fact that of the construction materials. So it's a beautiful design, aesthetically incredible, but it might be a little bit over the top. We are talking about making some modifications to, not necessarily to the internal design, but instead of using, the architect wants to use coral rock for all of the facades, which is from the area, but mining it and producing it at a large scale to build what we need to build probably drives the cost up by $800,000. So we have a couple. We've worked with a university in San Pedro de Macorís, which is a town primarily known for its baseball players. It was sort of the cradle of professional baseball in the United States when the first real Dominican surge began, and continues to produce countless players, but has a great university with a really strong architectural program. And we have an alliance with that architectural program. And so there's been some discussion, and Kyle Murphy, who was the lead architect on the original school, we're going to hopefully circle back, make some modifications, and start really what we just keep every time we start to think about fundraising for the project, we get hit with another. First it was sociopolitical unrest in Nicaragua, where we really had to focus on getting our affairs in order, and that did enable us to start bringing groups to the Dominican Republic. And just when we were thinking about starting to expand the program, then COVID hit, and here we are. So the hope is, we have plans, we have a design, we have the land, all of the pieces are in place. It's just a matter of being able to shift and start to fundraise for the project. And right now, organizationally, we're at a point where we're trying to get through from one day to the next, and it's very difficult to think about a big project like this. And it's I guess a little bit ironic, organizationally, our focus is to get people to stop thinking about how they're going to get their next glass of water or their next meal, or how their kids are going to get to school the next day, and to think long-term and big picture. And for the past year and a half, we organizationally have been trapped in how are we going to get through this? How are we going to get to the next day? How are we going to keep our projects going? And so I'm hoping that we're starting to come out of it. We do hope to be hosting groups by the end of the year. Perhaps not in Nicaragua, but we have a health mission scheduled for December in Peru. And that's one of the things that Veronica and I will be looking at when I'm down there next week. But this project has all of the pieces. We have a strong team on the ground. We have a community in need. Now with this partnership we've created with Moksha, we hope to have some community empowerment programming happening. There's also a leadership program that we've been creating with University of Rhode Island and my friend Jonathan Kroll, who's a professor there, and it runs a nonprofit that used to work in Nicaragua. That's a leadership training concern, and so the ingredients are here. We just need to start to mix them, and again, I think that the hope would be to get this school happening in the next year or two. You know, I'd like to see, this time next year that we're breaking ground. But there's steps that that need to be taken to get there. And Deb, we actually have been talking about, we have 2 potential medical trips happening to the Dominican Republic, not specifically to FUCPE or La Romana, but they would be happening in the capital. And one is a cleft palate surgical mission, which hopefully would be spring of 2022, and also an OBGYN program that would be happening April or so of 2022. And then as for an art therapy trip, we would love to be able to start bringing groups back to FUCPE, back to Villa Caoba. And I think that organizationally, that's been the hardest thing for us. Over the course of the past year and a half, we haven't had groups. We haven't been able to have teams down here. And so many of our new engagements with supporters, with donors, with volunteers happen through those 1 week, 10-day trips, happen through new groups and new people joining us, and maybe somebody's aunt or uncle or friend donating for the first time and getting engaged. So we need to try to start new engagement again. And organizationally, we're open to and welcome the opportunity to work with new groups. And so if you have folks, just send them our way. And info@fneinternational.org is a general email box that goes to all of us. And you can go to our website and find our individual emails as well. But this is a great way to get in touch. So I want to thank everybody for being a part of this. Nairobi and her brother, who have made 2 trips from the capital to FUCPE, and Nairobi she works with refugee populations in the Dominican Republic. Today is a day off, as a holiday, and on her day off, she got up at some ungodly hour to get to FUCPE to be able to bring us some of this tour live. We will again reassemble the pieces of the virtual tour so that you can see it in its entirety on YouTube and Facebook in the coming months. A big shout out to Tom Bennett, who is a good friend, a board member, and one of our strongest supporters. And of course to Vero, who was here for interpreting and making things work, and to Cheryl, who about 5 minutes before the call, and Cheryl is our second longest serving board member behind Travis Kumpf, who's our board president. whose face can be seen now. I can see him. I don't know if anybody else can. And Cheryl's now our board member emeritus. But about 5 minutes before the call, we asked her to to help with the audio visual because we're having difficulties, and she continued to have audio visual difficulties. But we made it work, and I think you get a real nice sense of what it's like on the day in and day out in the developing world. You have to deal with unexpected problems, unexpected issues, and again, to all of you that have supported us in the past, thank you for your support. For those of you that are new to FNE, thank you for joining us. Please spread the word, share our posts, share our information, like us on Facebook and Instagram, donate what you can, and I thank you very much. Nairobi, I don't know if you have anything that you want to say to take us out of here.
Hi again. I just want to thank everyone for your patience and staying with us today. And I hope you really like the tour. And please join our next tours for Nicaragua and Peru next week. And if you have any questions, please email us and make sure you go to Secure Give Lively to donate. Thank you.
And if I can just follow on real quick, I just put in the Secure Give Lively link into the chat. If I can suggest sharing that with folks that you know and going there and donating whatever you can to this really important project. And thanks for your support of FNEI.
En nombre de Fundación Crecimiento Comunitario, Proyectando Esperanza.
On behalf of FUCPE, I would like to thank you profoundly to each one of you for being here on the virtual tour and being here in the meeting and supporting us always. Thank you very much.
Well, have a great day, everyone. Thank you. We'll see you Friday on The Next Big Thing Radio. We'll be having 3 guests, which will be really great. Check it out on Facebook. And then Tuesday in Peru, Thursday, the 29th in Nicaragua. Peace. Be well. Have a great day. Bye now.
Bye-bye, Mike.
Bye, Mike. Adios, Elvi.
Bye.
Adiós, Debra.